Welcome to Decker Tech. I'm Aaron Decker, and today's deck, I don't know why it keeps going to bots, is the Great Animal. It's not what it seems. It's not what it seems. Swan Princess, good movie. If you haven't seen it yet, like after watching yesterday's video, you should probably go watch it now. Actually, I should probably figure out what platforms it's on, because so I can recommend it to you guys. Go watch it there. I may be quoting it at some point during this match, but we'll see. We'll see. Might get too stuck on gameplay, but you know, to kind of peruse and remember a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of fun lines there. Turn 1 Grazer into a whole lot of nada? Sure. Only because we have a Hydroid Crisis. Like, that's the only reason this is keepable. Yes, I'll play the Triumph instead of cycling it because we have the Crisis. So turn 1 Grazer, tune 2 Kahiri, turn 3 Crisis for 2. That's correct. And because we drew another Triumph. Look at this. Lands galore. Our opponent mulligan to 5. Jund Sacrifice. Okay. Things to beware of are Mayhem Devils. Mayhem Devils don't worry much of our board. So Castle into Kahiri. Hey look, it's a cat. And an oven. Yippee! Don't mind me as I whoop whoop. That's right. Grazer getting in for damage. You should have blocked it and cycled the cat, weirdo. Alright. We lost a little respect for our opponent because they didn't do the cat cycle thing. Aw, that's my Kahira. Okay, I could Crisis for 2, or I could wait to Crisis for 3, 4 next turn. We'll just Crisis for 2. Hey, look, I made it. Ooh, Nethroi. That's a good pickup. Unfortunately, we cannot use the Castle Garenbrig to reduce Nethroi's cost any because it requires double black. So, I mean, we can use the castle, it just won't net us anything. I mean, like, we'll still get 1 mana left over, but we're just not going to go into Nethroi. So we have to have 7 mana sources to do him. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next turn. So, yeah, probably cycling the Triumph. We'll see. Okay. Opponent Diggins. Sir Diggs. I'll cycle, because I have way too many lands in my hand. Ooh, look, a Grazer. We'll put in one of these. And then put in one of those. Then we can Nethroi next turn onto our Crisis. As long as we don't lose the Crisis for some reason. And then we have a 7/7 flying, lifelink, trample, death touch. Yeah. Oh, +1 because Kahira. It'll be great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'll be good. We are worried about claim the firstborn on the Crisis. We are worried about some sort of removal on the Crisis. We want the Death Touch lifelink. And since we're going to put this over, he's going to be able to claim the firstborn range from now on. So that'll be nice. Because now it's going to be a converted mana cost 5. Bring back Kahira. Swing in with the team. Day after day, all the prince ever does is practice, practice, practice. Yeah, something you should have done like turn 2. It's only a one or 2 life difference, but you never know. And the lifelink, that's the big kicker right there. But look at that. Vigilance, Death Touch, Flying, Lifelink, Trample. Awesome. It is a Nethroi apex of keywords. Next turn we Styrrix onto it just to get 2 permanents into play. Our opponent doesn't really run board wipes that can affect us. So we'll put a Styrrix on the Nethroi, making it a non-legendary version with +1 more power because of the Styrrix. Opponent digging, finding nothing of value to him because he's going to die. I mean, if he can play the Mayhem Devil, he can kill the Kahira, but we'll still have an 8 power flying Trample Death Touch. So, I mean, I guess he does have the little what's their faces here? Hey, how are you? Over, please. Boop. Pump that up to 9. Nothing to bring back from the graveyard. Couple permanents into play. Nothing crazy. You can double block my Kahira, but then you still die to everything else, so... And then eat your food and you survive. 9, 10. Yep, you go to 1. I gain 9 life. And entered. I can play a Krasis for X = 0 and I still have a 1/1. But if Kahira dies, it dies. Also, Krasis is, just good. Okay, so you can ping down my Kahira. You can't kill my Styrrix, I don't think. My 9/9 flying, well, soon to be 8 because you're going to kill my Kahira. I applaud my opponents for going through the motions, but at the same time, I have 9 flying Death Touch Trample. And you have 2 toughness in the air. So unless you show us some life gain, we should be moving on to the next game. But, some people, I'm not going to begrudge someone for just playing their deck. He still wants to do the cool things of spinning the cat oven. Just spinning that crank. There you go. Alright. So, Elspeth's Nightmare or Legion's End. I don't know if either of those come in. So, we like the Gemrazors, blow up the oven. Mayhem Devils, we unfortunately don't really have good removal for that. But I'm thinking Elspeth's... I don't know. I don't know if either of these help. The Brocus... I'm trying to decide what to come out. So, against this opponent, we need big, fat, lifelink creatures. So we need Nethroi. We need Gemrazors. And Auspicious Styrrix and Arboreal Grazer and Migratory Greathorn are our main combo piece. So I might go down 1 Leafkin. And the Shifting Ceratops, but the Shifting Ceratops has Trample. Questing Beast gets past most of his creatures. It's his big flyer dude that's the problem. The Dragon of Death. We'll go down 1 Brocus. There. And none of the stuff we have really goes well against him. Maybe a negate for some of his creature removal that he's about to bring in. But I don't want to be sitting on a negate and not want it and not be using it. So Gemrazors for sure though, because he's got the Trail of Crumbs and the Oven. Not a very good opener. Let's go ahead and mulligan it. That's a much better opener. We'll keep it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So I can get to the Ceratops, or I can get to the Styrrix, or I could be greedy and go for land, hold the Styrrix. I should probably get rid of the Styrrix. Turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 Kahira, turn 3 Shifting. Let's just put the pressure on him. Oh no, because the Triomes are in the way. The Triomes are coming in tapped. We can only play 1 tap Triome, so we'll get rid of a Triome. Because that was on the option of things anyway, and keeping the Triome doesn't get us to the Ceratops. So it's either the Triome or the Styrrix. Like, yes, the Triumph can get us to the Ceratops, but I don't know. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe it should have been the Styrrix. But we couldn't plan on getting to the Ceratops without drawing a land anyway, at least not on curve, and I was looking to do it on curve. Okay, this is where we're looking for a Gemrazor. So nice, just blow up the trail drops. Okay, we found that land that we're looking for. If we'd kept the Triumph, we could have grazered into another Triumph and then done nothing this turn and then hoped to Styrrix onto a Grazer, but I think for sure playing the Ceratops is fine. Problem is we don't have a haste for it. So we're actually looking for like a Leafkin or Castle Garenbrig. Castle Garenbrig would be nice. We wouldn't be able to play anything extra this turn, but we'd have it for the turn after to do the Styrrix. So I don't know, maybe keeping the Triumph, getting rid of the Styrrix. Because right now, I'm kind of stuck on this mulligan, and I'm not really watching what my opponent's doing because he's just going to be cycling his wheels for the next couple turns until he gets something threatening out. Yeah, just spinning the wheels. Because right now the mulligan is I could have a Triumph or one of these two gone. Okay, so the Migratory Greathorn gets us a land. So it's the Ceratops we should have ditched, is what it looks like. But that's knowing all the facts coming in. That's the hindsight being perfect. Because if we had the Triumph, we could play the Breeding Pools, play the Grazer, and then have a Styrrix ready for the turn after. So we need one more black mana. We have 3 green. So it's first priority is 3 green, then 2 black, then 2 blue. Well, actually, we don't even need 2 blue these days. I'll probably play the Breeding Pool for the Grazer just to have a Mutate target. And because we have Kahira out and its Vigilance. Because now we can Styrrix onto here, or we could Styrrix onto the Greathorn. Probably onto the Greathorn just because it's already mutated. But if the Greathorn for some reason dies, or we don't feel safe mutating onto it, we could go onto the Grazer. Or if doing it onto the Grazer presents lethal, then we have our options open. It's probably going to claim the Firstborn something soon. That's what we're afraid of, at least. So we might want to mutate onto the Kira sooner rather than later. Yeah, that's what we're afraid of. So if I mutated onto the Kahira instead of the Grazer, that would have been better. I didn't think about that. I should have thought better about that. The Claim the Firstborn is a card it's pretty easy to play around a lot. Well, it's a lot easier to play around. So if I'd put it on the Kahira, we would have done a little less damage last turn, but I'd have my Kahira. Over, please. Many eggs, one basket, but the reason we do that is because the Styrrix does Styrrix things. Hey, look, they're both lands. Gotta swing just to make sure that he spends his goat. Is he not spending his goat? Not spending his goat. So now Questing Beast or a Ceratops suddenly gets a lot stronger. Next turn Ceratops with haste and trample. Okay, that's why he didn't spend his goat probably. So no reason to hide the land. Well, maybe. We'll hide the land. He might have discard effects. We don't know. Do. Block the Ceratops. I don't think he realizes the Ceratops has Trample. There we go. Trample these Ceratops. Ceratops for me. Trample, please. Even though we know where he's going to sack the goat, if we don't activate Trample and we pass priority before he sacks the goat, then he can just not sack the goat and suddenly we don't trample in. So, down to 1. We have a trample creature. He makes us sack things. This doesn't make us discard a card, right? Okay. So we're gonna leave the forest open, and we're gonna put priority here just to make him think we have an instant. Like, in real life, like, I don't feel bad doing this because in real life I would hesitate every time I cast something and say, okay. Like, I wouldn't hesitate very long because I don't want to be too obvious about it, and I don't want to be too rude about it by just delaying the game by trying to bluff that hard. But I do want to bluff the fact that I've got a card in hand. I'm not going to tell you it's a land. I'm going to, like, look at my card, kind of look at the board, do some math. Okay. You got the Grazer. I sack the Styrrix. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Because this is presenting lethal unless you do something crazy. You need 1 more for the Woe Strider, and the Woe Strider still isn't enough toughness to survive. Sometimes haste and trample are just really powerful keywords. So, in a meta where toughness is low, shifting Ceratops' trample comes in for damage. Okay, I kind of shifted there from one voice to another, but whatever. Also, shifting Ceratops goes really well with our theme of change. Go ahead and change. Like when Bromley is playing with a mouse, like, change. So, sometimes it's the Grazer turning into a Styrrix. Sometimes it's a shifting Ceratops just, becoming trampoline, reachy, and hasty. So that is more of the great animal. Fun little Mutate deck. It was nice. Like, I was having trouble finding a Mutate deck I liked in Ikoria, but this one definitely hits the mark for me. It's pretty resilient. It's got colors so that I can bring in some counter spells. Like, so we could shift this deck a little more, put in some more control magic. But really, we're just trying to do the value engines with the Auspicious Styrrix and the Nethroi, and just kind of generate enough value. And the nice thing, the way that it actually works out, the way I had to add was the hasty creatures, because then when Auspicious Styrrix brings in a questing beast, suddenly I have an additional attacker that turn. So it works out pretty well. Anyway, if you like this video, please stay tuned. We'll do videos every week. Every day. There'll be four great animal videos this week, and if you like it, please share it with someone else. That is the best thing we can do to grow the channel and actually see about branching this content out a bit. I will catch you later. Peace.